What's your view on climate change? Educate me from a left-winger point of view.
Climate change, oh boy. This is probably, along with LGBT rights, this is one of the things that I am the most passionate about. Because I'm the person, currently, there's a clearing outside by where I live where there's nothing, and I just want to go out there one day with a shovel and a bunch of trees and plant a bunch of trees because I'm that person. I'm the nature dork. As the great Bill Nye once said, the planet's on fucking fire. There's a reason why I had like a month-long heat wave down here in Kentucky, and ice caps are melting. So, climate change is just the general heating up of the planet. And what a lot of people write it off as like, oh, everything's gonna be fine. The planet's gonna be fine because the planet is a badass bitch. Us humans, on the other hand, and other animals and plant life, we gonna die.
Oh, so we're pretty much gonna be like the dinosaurs.
Oh yeah, big time. It's the planet is already going up, and I'm sure you've heard about this. The 2 degrees at least, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's 2 degrees." Like it's a slightly. I need to wear a slightly thicker sweater in the winter. Wait, not slightly thicker sweater. I need to wear slightly thinner shorts in the summer. Okay, but there's a bunch of ecosystems that thrive upon that 2%, that 2 degree temperature range that are not going to survive. And I think a lot of people just become super apathetic when thinking about it. And then the people who do care, which, yes, I will say is mostly from what I've seen people around our age group, like I'll talk to people about it and they'll start talking to and being like, yeah, we should do something about this. We get written off pretty fast, just our age group in general. Have you noticed that?
Kinda, yeah.
I've been written off a bunch of times, but also I'm pretty loud and I talk a lot, so that's part of it for me. But sometimes I talk about important things.
So
But
what do you think about
yes,
Greta?
I am a big fan of her, to be honest. Simply, partially because she is younger than I am and she has done all of this, and I am slightly jealous. Um, she's like a few months younger than me, and I'm like, God, damn. But she is trying, and I think that's the big point. She's trying to hold people accountable, which the thing about climate change and all the different pollutions, different types of pollution that have been happening with like big corporations, this is not new information. Like they've known about this for decades, and they've just like written it off as like somebody will deal with it later. Well, now is the time to deal with it if we want to actually slow what's happening. And people are getting pissed at her because she's holding up that mirror and saying, "Look what you have done." And sure, we have resulted in so many like great creations because of that. We have cars because of gas and using oils and stuff like that. We have I don't know what other good inventions we have. I don't know. But you get my point.
Yeah, I get
We
your
have all
point.
these amazing inventions, but what I don't think people recognize is we don't need to continue using these same methods. We can convert to ways that that do not hurt the world that we call home. Like we don't have to use oils and gases in cars anymore. We have adapted. We don't need to do all solar energy is like solar energy and wind energy, like in the proper places. That stuff is pretty strong. It's just, and then you'll also, so I don't know if you read about this, but there was a guy on, like the guy from Top Gear, got all mad at Greta, and it kind of proves my point when I was talking about how they recognize that someone's holding up a mirror to them and saying this is what you've done wrong, because he belittled her. He he treated her like a child.
Mm.
And yes, we are technically kids, but we're also about to be adults.
Yeah, it's true. I think a little more respect because kids, especially when you get to
We're
the
the next
teenage years. Yeah,
generation.
exactly.
We
We're
have
not
to
all
deal with this
dumb.
shit, man.
Oh,
We
but don't you know that
what?
solar panels to create cause pollution too?
Yes, but they're not a continuous form of pollution. Once they're created, we are at that point where we either need to find a method better than that or we need to go with that method. Because solar panels, yes, they require stuff. They require, I don't know exactly what, because I've never built a solar panel. I'll admit to that. Um, but they require things that pollute. Um, we we're at that point where we got to take the lesser of two evils if we want to keep this world for people. And it's really up to that. Do you want to keep this world? Do you want to still continue on this race that you strive so hard to make these great inventions for? Like, I'm sitting next to a Kirby amiibo, and I just think that's super neat. But the fact of how it was created, probably not the best.
True.
Do we want this little Kirby to go away and be destroyed into nothing, or do we want him to thrive and suck on multiple people? I felt like I needed to add something in there that was happier than my spiel about how we're all going to burn.
So about all right. So you said that everything should be more to like natural, not natural resource, like more cleaner resources.
Yeah,
So my take on that is I agree with you. Like, don't get me wrong, I love to have solar panels when I get a house because
yes,
it's very efficient technology or efficient way to get energy depending on where you live. If you live in like Germany where it's always cloudy during the winter, yeah, good luck. But
yeah,
if you live in like the Southwest, like Arizona, you're set. The only
for real.
yeah, and also your electricity bill goes way down.
That's what I think a lot of people miss too. Like, you have your own solar panels,
Yeah, you don't
you don't gotta pay.
don't have to pay for anything really, just to install it. But again,
Just
it just
like
depends on where you live. It's not very accessible everywhere.
true, but like if we were to cover a desert in them, which we're not gonna do because that's insane. But just think about all that power.
Hmm.
But and also, sure, you're taking away jobs from the people that like electric companies.
Yeah,
Those
that's
jobs transform. Those jobs transform into like solar panel maintenance. Like, so there's sometimes going to be something wrong with that panel, so somebody needs to come fix it.
but if you think about it, like power plants would shut down too,
Yeah,
which loses jobs. But
they could. Well, we'd still need power plants to regulate all that energy, so
oh,
they would be
true.
turned in. They would still be turned into that.
So I think this is where we're gonna like. I think you might agree with me, but the reason why we don't have everything right now set up is because it's a lot of money to put
Oh yeah,
like electric charging stations for like Teslas everywhere.
yeah.
Like that's a huge investment, and just to go green is a huge investment because there's still cars. Most cars, as you know, obviously take
Our gas.
gas, diesel, all that.
Yeah,
Like we're just, in my opinion, I think we're still dipping our feet in the water. Now we've dipped it further in from let's say the last decade, but we're getting there. I like the direction we're going in with everything going more, efficient and cleaner. But we are not at that time yet where everything is just going to be clean.
what I'm just worried about is we're going to get to that point where we're comfortable with that converting, and it's going to be too late.
True. I don't know. It's really like up to the major companies. It's not really up to the humans because we can only do so much. Like, yeah, we can pick up our trash, like, and not just throw it like all over the place. And we can do things like stop smoking. Which, by the way, I'm like heavily against tobacco.
I don't like tobacco.
Yeah, I don't like.
It's gross.
I don't get why people smoke. Like, young kids that start smoking. Like, that stuff's nasty. It smells nasty. I heard it is nasty. Now I've never smoked a cigarette, nor am I going to start smoking.